Yeah, and just let your forehead find your mat. Heavy your hips back towards your heels. And you have choices right away in your body. You can press your knees close together, start to feel for a stretch in your lower back, lumbar spine that way. Or you can spread your knees a bit wider apart, start to feel a little bit more into your hips. Nice gentle hip opening. But it's whatever feels best in your body. And same with arms. They can go back behind you, palms face up, or out in front of you, palms face down. And none of these choices are better or more advanced or cooler than the other choices. They're just different choices. And it's just about finding a place that works for you. And that carries on into all the shapes that we're going to find together. Hi, welcome if you're just joining. Wherever you landed though in your child's pose, find some softness. So bend your elbows enough so your forearms are totally resting on your mat. That way your shoulders can relax. You're not braced for impact in any kind of way, and just completely surrender to gravity. Allow yourself to get really heavy. Close your eyes, let whatever is around you just sort of drift away. And for the next hour, all you have to do is breathe mindfully and feel fully. So right away, just start to notice your breath. Just begin to manage it a little bit. Begin to deepen your inhales. Lengthen out your exhales. And those long, slow exhales, they trigger your parasympathetic nervous system. So it tells your body that you're safe. It's okay to be calm. It's okay to soften. And do your best to keep that deep, slow, rhythmic breath going throughout all of class. But that in and of itself is a practice. So if you ever notice you're holding your breath, it becomes a little shallow, a little choppy, just come right back here to child's pose. Come back to the deep inhales, the slow exhales. And this child's pose, it's your yoga home base. Consider it your safe place on your mat. You can come back here if you need a break, if you just need a moment of centering, of stillness. Please take care of yourself today. I'm going to make suggestions, invitations, but at the end of the day, you know your body best because you live in it. Move in ways that feel good to you. Make choices that feel good to you. This hour is all for you. And let's just try a breath together. Start to exhale all of your air away. Get empty. Inhale, fill your belly, lower back, rib cage expand. And exhale, HA. Yeah, and those big HA ha's release heat, tension from your body. You can also do the HM. The flutters of your lips. Maybe try them on in shapes you don't normally try them on in today. They can feel so, so good, so releasing, especially right now when we're all holding a whole lot of tension. And then let's just start to add a little bit of movement to our child's pose. So begin to crawl your hands forward towards the short end of your mat. And keep crawling them so far forward your elbows, forearms, and wrists release. So tent all the way up on your fingertips. Hi, Rich. And from there, start to feel for a stretch through both sides of your body as you keep sending your hips back. Just roll your forehead side to side. Notice the texture of your mat on your skin. Mindfulness is about noticing all those little details. Yeah, and in a dreamy sort of way, let that roll travel down your spine into your hips until it's a sweet sweat. With your eyes still closed, plant your palms, spread your fingers wide, and just slowly push yourself up to all fours, find a tabletop. Nice, so feel for stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll move into some cat-cow tilts. So inhale, lift your head and tail for cow. Exhale, round your spine, push your mat away for cat. Inhale the cow, try to touch your head to your tail. Feel for a stretch in your throat even. And then exhale the cat, hollow yourself out, get as round as you can, and keep taking these on your own. Flow to the rhythm of your own breath. Let your breath be your guide, and I recommend keeping your eyes closed. There's probably nothing new to see in your space, but there's so much to feel, so much to discover within yourself. And this practice, it's a work in, not a workout. It's a chance to get into those deeper layers beneath the surface. Yeah, and if you've taken a few rounds, there's something else your body is really craving, feel free to explore it, whether that's an undulation, a C curve, or maybe there's something that's not even words for it, right? But it's yours and it feels good to you. Really nice. And then on your next pass through, find a neutral spine. Spread your fingers really wide, tuck your toes. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, send your hips up high towards your first downward facing dog. And then as soon as you get there, find some more free movement. Break it apart, deconstruct it. And again, what would feel good to you in this moment? It really is a practice in meeting yourself where you're at. So you never have to do the same thing you did yesterday, the same thing you usually do. Every time you step foot on your mat, it's a different version of you. And what an exciting opportunity to see what version of you is there today, to explore. And then begin to find stillness in that big upside down V. We'll clean it up. Yeah, so look forward at your hands, set them shoulder width apart. Wrist crease parallel to the front of your mat, middle finger facing forward. Bring your shoulders away from your ears so your neck has a little more space, and then rotate your upper arms outward. So it's like the inside of your elbow tries to face the front of the room. It's gonna broaden your shoulders. Feet about 6 to 8 inches apart, and then bend your knees. Send your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Tilt it forward. Press your heart towards your thighs. Pull length out of your spine. Traction your spine out. And then just gently let your heels sink back towards your mat to the extent you can keep your spine long. If you notice your lower back is starting to round, just keep your knees bent. Exhale, empty. Inhale, biggest breath of your day. Exhale, sigh it out. Nice. Inhale your right leg back. Go for length rather than height. So feel for your leg about halfway up so your hips level off. Flex your toes towards your face. Looks really good, Robert. And then inhale, point your toes, lift your legs straight up. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hip, and then take some free movement here. Really yawn open the right side of your body. Lubricate your hip, your knee, your ankle. Maybe take some circles. Whatever feels good to you. Then inhale your leg long, level off your hips, and exhale gently. Kiss your toes down to your mat. Nice. Next side, inhale your left leg back. And again, go for length. Try to reach even farther towards whatever's behind you until you feel a really big stretch. And then inhale, point your toes, lift your leg high. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hip. Play and explore and notice if this side feels any different. If it does, it's all good. And just try to keep your weight even on your two hands so you don't put pressure on one wrist over another. Nice. Inhale your leg long, level off your hips, and exhale gently, downward facing dog. From there, take a bend to your knees, look forward between your hands, take a slow walk to the front of your mat, find your forward fold. And then crease your knees a whole lot to take pressure off your hamstrings, your lower back. Let your top half get heavy. Yeah, Helen, I love it. Feel it out. Make choices that feel good to you. And I love the choices I'm seeing already. You can sway side to side, grab for elbows, maybe flutter your lips. Yeah, just allow everything to drape down to gravity. From there, measure out hips width distance between your feet, 2 fists snug between your arches. Inhale, half lift. Bring your hands to your shins, maybe your thighs for the first one. Bring your weight forward onto the balls of your feet so that hips, knees, and ankles stack in line. Use your hands pressing against your legs to grow even longer. Feel for the flattest back you can. So gather your shoulder blades together and then draw them down your back. Really nice. Inhale to grow long. And exhale, forward fold. Beautiful half lifts. On your next inhale, come forward and up, all the way into your extended mountain pose. And then when you get there, close your eyes and just drop into the moment. Feel it out. Maybe shift your weight left, right, back, forward. Hey, what? Yeah, what's it like to be in your body, on your mat? What's it like to be you today, right now? And then start to find a place where you feel centered and stand really intentionally. And it might be the first time you've stood intentionally all day. So root your feet into your mat, but feel lifted through your inner arches. Pull up on your kneecaps to engage your thighs. Tuck your tailbone to put your pelvis in a neutral position. Grow tall out of your waistband, but at the same time, let your shoulders rinse away from your ears. Beautiful. Flutter your eyes back open. On your next inhale, look up, reach up, maybe back slight. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, reset. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back, pause in your plank. Yeah, looks like the top of a push-up. And if right away this feels challenging, take it with your knees down, and take it with your knees down anytime you want. That's a great way to build upper body strength, really strong modification. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. So if your elbows hyperextend a little bit like Hannah, just take a micro bend to your elbows. It's gonna feel a lot harder, but it's gonna put less pressure on your joints. Yeah, really nice. Tuck your tailbone. It's that same motion you did in mountain pose. Feel your core ignite. We'll set up our flow together. Inhale to shift your weight forward. Exhale to lower halfway down. Inhale, untuck your toes, straighten your arms, hips off your mat, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your heart towards your thighs. That's our flow. You're gonna find it a lot. Modify it, skip it, make it whatever you need it to be. Let's put that together a little bit quicker. So take a bend to your knees, look forward between your hands, step or float, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And this time, like a wave, ride your inhale all the way up past your mountain into your back bend. Ride your exhale all the way back down. Yeah, let it feel good. Go at your own pace. Really nice, Kate. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or lightly hop your feet back. Rinse it out with a flow. High to low, up to down. And when you get back to down dog, take that 2 more times on your own. So 1 breath, 1 movement, 2 rounds of sun salutations. And you probably have a different lung capacity, different body, different life than everyone else in this chat. This is an opportunity to take care of yours, to move in ways that feel good to you, move at your own pace. See if you can let it feel really good. Yeah, whenever you're back in your down dog after your second round, just clean it up again. Press your heart towards your thighs, send your hips a little higher. And if you're moving, keep moving. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. If you are back in down dog and it's available, exhale, drain your lungs. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, HA. Inhale your right leg back. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, shoulders over your wrists, round your spine like cat pose. Go slow. Inhale your leg long, nice shape. Exhale, knee to right tricep, look over your right shoulder. Inhale your leg long. Exhale, knee to left tricep, look over your left shoulder. Inhale your leg long. And exhale, silently step your foot between your hands. Really nice, strong grip. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Now biceps come up to frame your face. Nice, face your back toes towards the top left corner of your mat. So back foot is roughly at a 45-degree angle. Set your feet hips width distance apart. So you might need to toe heel your right foot a little bit over to make that happen. Over to the right, that is. That wider base, it's gonna give you more support, help you square your hips, but most importantly, it's gonna put less pressure on your back knee joint. Yeah, and then sit low into your lunge because you can. Stack your front knee right over your front ankle. You can take a shorter or longer stance if you need to, but knee over ankle is gonna protect your knee joint. Yeah, from there, think left hip a little forward as you draw your right thigh bone back. Feel for a stretch across the front of your left hip, so squeeze your left glute. Beautiful. Inhale, sit low, reach up, reach back. Exhale, follow your hands down, step your right foot back, and you flow. And these flows, they're a chance to rinse out, to reset. Feel your heart open in up dog. Feel your spine lengthen into down dog. Let them feel really good. And then inhale your left leg back. Exhale, knee to your nose, shoulders over your wrists, round your spine. Use core rather than momentum. Nice. Inhale your leg long. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale your leg long. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale your leg long. And exhale, use your core strength to step your foot through. Get your hips really high to do it. Seal your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Yeah, and then give yourself a moment or two. Set up a firm foundation. You can toe heel left foot a little bit over towards the left. Really press through the pinky toe side of your back foot. Suction your foot onto your mat so that you don't collapse on your inner arch. This time it's left hip back. And then from the waist up, it's mountain pose. So grow tall out of your waistband. Let your shoulders melt down your back. Soften your jaw, soften your face. Perhaps close your eyes at the end. Trust yourself that you can hold yourself up with eyes closed. Really nice. And then flutter them back open. Inhale, sit low, reach up, drag your fingers across your ceiling. Exhale, release. Two hands down, step your left foot back, flow it out. Yeah, your ceiling might be the sky. That's cool too. And then it's yours again. One breath, one movement. Warrior one, right side and left. And if you're into the core work, add it in. If core work's not resonating so much today, that's okay. You can leave it out. You are empowered in these Zoom classes, in our studios, always to make choices that work for you. You are your own best teacher. Perhaps you try closing your eyes. And if closing your eyes feels weird or scary or foreign, treat it like an experiment. Try it just today. Notice how it changes your experience on your mat. And if you're back in down dog again, clean it up, fill the shape up with your breath. If it's available, exhale, drain your lungs. Inhale something fresh and new. Exhale, let something go. Take a bend to your knees. Look forward between your hands. Step or float, top of your mat, forward fold. Set your feet hips width distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then take a deep bend to your right knee. Place your right hand under your face. Yeah, inhale your left arm up for a twist. And then feel for length in your spine. So you might need to walk your hand farther away from your feet. Yeah, good choice, Shane. You could tent up on fingertips. You can use a block or a water bottle. And once you've got all the length, if you want to deepen your twist, you can drop your top arm behind your back, grab into your right hip crease for a half bind, but keep the length. Try to grow really long through the right side of your torso. Roll left ribs back, right ribs forward. One more inhale, chin to left shoulder. And exhale, gently release. And then take a deep bend to your left knee. Place your left hand under your face. Inhale your right arm up for a twist. And again, go for length. A longer spine is safer to twist. And once you've got the length, you can take a half bind if you'd like to, but you certainly don't have to. Two sides can often feel very different, require different things. Feel it out. Maybe you close your eyes at the end. One more inhale, right shoulder back. And exhale, gently release. Nice. Inhale, hips down, heart up, chair pose. Draw your weight into your heels. Slide your hips back towards the wall behind you, or whatever is behind you. So it's almost like you would fall backwards if you weren't reaching with your arms as a counterbalance. And then lift your heart. Feel for a proud chest. Yeah, it's more stacking shoulders on top of hips than leaning forward. And if you notice you're really overarching your lower back, send your tailbone down towards the ground. It's gonna light up front and back core muscles so that they can support you. Squeeze your arms just a little straighter. Inhale, sit low, lift your heart. Exhale, stand straight up. Inhale, look up, reach back. Exhale, spill, forward fold, let it go. And how much can you let it go? How quickly can you go from working hard to being at rest? Nothing to do, nothing to be. Nice. And then without thinking about it, inhale, hips down, heart up, chair pose, second set, last set. Close your eyes. Find a place that you need to work. And that doesn't necessarily mean sit lower and challenge yourself. It might mean, hey, what my body's telling me today is to take a step back. So then you back out of it. Find a breath that's going to hold you up. Maybe flutter your lips. Release tension in your jaw. Maybe take a lion's breath. Stick your tongue out. Hold yourself up. Show up big for yourself. Inhale, sit low, lift your heart. Exhale, stand straight up, and this time stay. And then toe heel your feet together to touch so that your legs are zipped up. Inhale all 10 fingers. Release your index fingers for a steeple grip. Shimmy your biceps back by your ears, and then squeeze your arms so straight you squeeze your head with your arm. Keep the head to arm connection. Nice. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, bump your hips to the left. Reach your arms up and then over to the right, standing half moon. Nice. Bring your weight into your heels. Press evenly through both of your feet. Firm up your thighs. Bring your left hip forward as you scoop your right shoulder forward so your whole body faces the front of the room. And instead of rounding forward, lean your chest back. Feel for up dog through your collarbones. There's an expansion there. Press your palms so tightly there's no air. One more inhale. Pull your left arm with your right. Exhale, come back to center. Keep your arms up, but switch out the grip so your fingers interlace opposite way, non-dominant grip. Shimmy your biceps back by your ears. Squeeze your head. Keep the head to arm connection the whole time. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, hips to the right, arms up and then over the left. And it isn't up and over rather than a crunching. It's like you're leaning over a giant beach ball. This time it's right hip forward, left shoulder forward. And yeah, you're leaning your chest back, but pull your belly in. Pick your chin up off your throat so you can breathe a little easier. Yeah, 2 straight arms. Press your palms. One more inhale, pull. Exhale, come back to center. Keep your arms up, separate your hands. Inhale, look up, reach back. Exhale, dive forward, fold, let it go. Yeah, shake it out, shimmy it out. Inhale, half lift, reset. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back, pause in your plank. Bring your feet into touch. Place your right hand under your face. Inhale, roll onto your right side for your side plank. And you have choices. If you need more stability, you can bring your bottom knee down or stagger your feet. Otherwise, try to stack your feet on top of each other. Actively press your mat away so that you don't collapse on your right shoulder. Rainbow your hips up. Get them really high. Looks so good, Carlos and Jesse and Hannah. If you want to challenge yourself, lift your left leg. Send your top arm forward. One more inhale, look up. Exhale slowly with control. Come back to center. Nice, Mallory. Really nice transition. And Piper. Other side. Bring your feet together to touch. Place your left hand under your face. Inhale, roll onto your left side. And any variation that works on this side. I've been really into knee down lately just because like self-care is what I need. You do whatever you need. The higher you get your hips, the more you're going to work into your obliques, all the core muscles that run along your sides. This is core work. Again, actively press your mat away to protect your shoulder. If you want even more, lift your right leg, send your top arm forward. Wherever you are, look up, test your balance. Take an inhale. Exhale, smooth back to plank. Flow it out. Nice, Sarah and Jonathan and Kate, Helen. Beautiful work. Find your breath, deep and slow. Inhale your right leg back. Exhale slowly, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, peel open, warrior two. Left arm back, right arm forward. And it's an opportunity to get big, to take up space. It can be such an empowering pose, especially when we're stuck inside all day. There's this tendency to kind of want to curl up in a ball. At least I feel that way a lot of the times. It's nice to get big. And so place your back foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. Heel to heel or heel to inner arch alignment. I've been into heel to heel lately because my hips are janky, but you figure out what works for you. And then there's this tendency to pop your left hip up. So bring your left hip down in line with your right. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. If your knee starts bowing towards the left, squeeze it to center. Grow tall out of your waistband. 2 arms in one long line. Inhale, sit low, stretch wide. Exhale, slow. Both hands down. Step your right foot back. Flow it out. Okay, second side. Inhale your left leg back. Exhale with care. Step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, 1. Exhale, glide into warrior 2. Give yourself a beat or 2 to take up space, to get big. And can you feel so strong and grounded from the waist down that you're light and buoyant from the waist down? It's like you're a balloon and you could float away. And just gently let your eyes close. See if you can be okay landing wherever you landed. Resist the urge to fix or fidget or micromanage or adjust. And know that this version of Warrior 2 that's showing up for you right now is perfect, exactly as it is. The way that you are showing up is perfect, exactly as you are. I think we walk into these classes a lot of times with expectations. Sometimes we feel strong and then we get to class and it's really hard, and other times we drag ourselves to our mats and things seem to flow, right? Such a practice in being humble and really just going with the moment, meeting yourself where you're at. All right, inhale, sit low, stretch wide. Exhale, slow, windmill your hands down, step your left foot back, flow it out. And then one last time, it's yours. One breath, one movement. A final chance to move and breathe and explore and navigate space in ways that feel good to your body. Yeah, so again, these are suggestions, invitations. If there's something along the way that might feel better, maybe a cat-cow instead of a flow, please make those choices for yourself. Come back to your breath. Remember, if your breath feels held or choppy, you can always come back to child's pose to reconnect. Exhale all of your air away. Inhale something fresh, something new, something invigorating. Exhale, HA. Inhale your right leg back. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Nice. And then when you get there, straighten your right leg. You can bring your back foot in a little closer if you'd like. Bump your hips way back to the left, super sassy. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, right hand to your shin, left hand up for triangle. Yeah, and I recommend going for your shin. Stay a little bit lifted rather than collapsing forwards to the ground. Continuously keep bumping your hips back so that you can grow as long as possible through your torso. Focus on lengthening the right side of your rib cage as well as your left. Feel for stacking left hip on top of right. So scoop your right hip a little under. And if you can see the back of your top hand, that's a really good indicator your arms are in line. Inhale to stretch your arms apart. Exhale, bend your front knee. Come back to warrior two. Take a moment, adjust your stance. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, side angle. Right hand down, left arm up. Yeah, and if the ground feels really far away, you can tense up on fingertips. You can use a block or a couch cushion, a water bottle. Get creative in your space. If your hand is on the ground, use the top of your arm to press your knee back. It's going to help open your hip. Inhale to reach just a little higher. Exhale, sweep your top arm forward towards the front of your mat, extended side angle. And then place a little more emphasis in your front leg. Bring your right arm up to frame your face for your core strength. And yeah, Maddie, you're already in it. Roll right ribs forward, left ribs back. Try to face your chest up. One more inhale to roll open. Exhale, release, left hand down, right arm up, revolve side angle. Yeah, and then you could take a shorter stance here if you'd like. It helps me to take a shorter stance to get my hips level. Think right ribs back, left ribs forward, but also think right hip down and back, left hip up and forward so that your hips level off and don't feel the twist from your spine. And instead, feel for twisting from your navel all the way through the crown of your head. Looks really nice, Rosie and Wendy. One more inhale to reach just a little higher. Exhale, bring your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Step your back foot in closer. And then ravel your right arm underneath your right leg in a counterclockwise direction. Two hands interlace on top of your foot for your ankle bind. Let your head and neck go heavy. Feel for trying to get your right shoulder underneath your right thigh. And the higher your hips are, the easier it's going to be to make it happen. Tenderness in your hip is normal. This is a really big hip opener. Send your breath into that space. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly unravel. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Come up onto the ball of your back foot. We're going to set up for lizard. So rock a little forward, back, work into your hips. When you're ready, set your left knee down, untuck your left toes, and find whatever version of lizard's going to work for you. So you can stay lifted on your palms. You can also come onto your forearms if that's available. A couch cushion, a blanket can be a really nice midway point if you're not quite on the floor. Face your toes any direction that feels good. Just face your front knee the same direction so it's safe on your knee. Let your head and neck go. Your neck works really hard all day holding your head up. Just give it a break. Send your breath into your hip. One more inhale. Exhale, press back up onto your palms if you're not already there. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, step your right foot back. Take yourself through a sweet flow. Really, really nice work. Beautiful flow, Jessie. All right, second set. Try to not think too much about it. Let's see what it holds. Inhale your left leg back. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back heel down. Inhale, one. Exhale, warrior two. Take your time. We'll meet up there. Nice. And then when you get there, straighten your left leg. Bump your hips way back to the right. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, tilt your body down for triangle. And if you have knees that hyperextend, just keep a little micro bend in your front knee. It's going to protect your knee joint. Wherever you are, lean your way into your two heels. Lean back towards whatever is behind you. It's almost a feeling of falling backwards, but imagine there's a wall there and you're just flush against it. Remember to look for the back of your top hand. Send your arms straight up. One more inhale to stretch your arms apart. Exhale, bend your front knee. Come back to warrior two. Nice. You could take a moment, set up your stance if you took a shorter one for triangle. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up, side angle. And that modification of forearm on your thigh, that's absolutely available to you again. Two sides can feel very different. This is a big hip opener, so especially when it comes to your hips, two sides can feel different. Feel for stacking right shoulder on top of left. So face your whole chest towards the side of your room. There's expansion through your chest. Nice, one more inhale to reach your top arm a little higher. Exhale, sweep your top arm forward towards the front of your face, extended side angle. And again, place a little more emphasis in your front leg. Bring your left arm up to frame your face for your core strengthener. Roll left ribs forward, right ribs back. Try to lengthen the left side of your torso. One more inhale, roll open. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up, revolve side angle. And again, take a shorter stance if that served you last time. This time it's left hip down and back, right hip up and forward. You can even take your left hand, place it on your lower back to feel for level hips. Yeah, and then with hips level is the priority. From there, you can start to peel left ribs back, left shoulder back. Send your top arm straight towards 12. One more inhale to reach. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the inside of your left foot. Again, take a shorter stance. Snake your left arm underneath your left foot. Yeah, clockwise direction this time. Two hands interlace on top of your foot for your ankle bind. Let your head and neck go. Feel for a rounded spine. Hollow yourself out. Feel for trying to pull yourself even deeper underneath your left leg. And again, the higher your hips are, the easier it's going to be to happen. Deep and slow breath. Stay calm. Learn to respond rather than react when things get spicy. So nice. One more inhale. Exhale, unravel. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Come onto the ball of your right foot. You can rock a little forward, back, forward, back. When you're ready, set your back knee down. Untuck your back toes. And find whatever version of lizard's going to work on this side. And again, two sides can feel very, very different. And your body might feel different right now than it normally does. You know, we're all going through a lot right now. We all have our own unique stories of what's happening, but collectively as a whole, we're going through a lot. And all of those emotions, all of those feelings can show up in different parts of your body. So especially hips tend to store emotions. You might notice your hips are a little stickier than usual. It's a time to be gentle with yourself, to not force anything. This isn't about forcing anything or fighting with yourself. It really is about meeting yourself where you're at, being curious about where you're at today. It's a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right, one more inhale. Exhale, press back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes. Step your left foot back. Flow it out. Really nice. Let's get into our hips a little bit more. So inhale your right leg back. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hip, open it up, lubricate your joint. And then send your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Your right shin across your mat to set up for pigeon. And then when you get there, really take your time with the setup. Place your left leg straight back from your left hip. It's going to square your hips. Walk your hands to your hips. Sit up really straight. Pull length out of your spine. And if you are going to go down, go slow. Try to keep all that length that you just created. Oftentimes, the longer you stay lifted, the deeper you'll be able to sink into it just because you have gravity on your side. So take your time. Never feel like you have to rush into this shape or any shape. Yeah, really nice choices around the room. I was going to say across the screen. If you do come down, I recommend letting your forehead rest somewhere. So if your mat's feeling a little far away, you can grab a blanket or a pillow, or maybe a sweatshirt, whatever is close by. Just so your shoulders can relax, you're not braced for impact, you can soften. Trust that the floor is going to hold you up. And remember those long, slow exhales. Tell your body it's okay to soften. Relax your hips, relax your shoulders, unclench your fists, unclench your jaw. We're really getting into our fascia here, which is the connective tissue that runs all through our bodies. When you get flexible, it's not just your muscles that get long, it's all of the connective tissue as well. It's kind of like a deeper level of flexibility, but you can't get into your fascia if your muscles are engaged, so try to just soften. Your breath is going to tell your body that it's okay. If you're interested in the more mystical side of yoga, they say that our fascia is where we store all of our repressed emotions. So I don't know if you've ever started crying in pigeon pose. I have more times than I can count. Sometimes emotions can show up. Things that have been stuck for a really long time can get shifted loose, moving a lot of energy in this practice. So just know that whatever you're feeling is valid, that you are in a safe place. It's okay to access those deeper emotions, to allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel. Because chances are, if it's showing up for you, you do need to feel it. And if nothing is showing up for you, none of that resonates at all, that's okay. Just let it go. Just go back to your breath. And then exhale all of your air away. Inhale, send your breath to your right hip. Exhale, HM. And then slowly, like you're moving through honey and you don't want to come out of it, start to place your hands under your shoulders. Gently lift yourself up. Tuck your back toes, step your right foot back. Take yourself through a slow flow. Yeah, or any other transition. Remember, you get to make those choices. Cat cow, child's pose between pigeon sides can feel really lovely if you've never done that. We'll move into second side. So inhale your left leg back. Exhale, bend your knee, stack your hip, open it up, move it around, make some space. And then sweep your left knee to the outside of your left wrist, left shin across your mat. And set up on this side. And again, just really take your time with the setup. This practice is about transitions as much as it is about shapes. Place your left knee at an angle outside of your left hip, set up straight. And if you do decide to go down, again, try to keep length throughout your spine rather than just rounding forward. And if you ever come down and you feel like you're leaning to one side or another, just come back up, re-square everything. That used to happen to me quite a bit when I first started practicing. And can you get really quiet? Quiet meaning like going within. Really listening. Allowing your breath to be the loudest thing you hear. And just noticing what else is going on inside. Can you feel energy is swirling around? What sounds do you notice in your space? Maybe if you're outside, you can hear birds or other people. Just try to bring all of that into your meditation. So often we think of ourselves as separate from nature, separate from each other, but the truth is we are nature and we are all connected. Every person in this Zoom chat, you are connected to them. Deep inhales, slow exhales. And then exhale all of your air away. Inhale, send your breath to your left hip. Exhale, HM. And then again, just go really slow. Start to place your hands under your shoulders. Gently lift yourself up. Tuck your back toes. Step your left foot back. Take yourself through your final flow. It's an invitation to take yourself through your final flow. Maybe go really slow just to savor this one. When you get back to your down dog, your final down dog of class, make it dynamic just like the first. Pedal around, move it around. Remember that first down dog of class. How have you changed in the last 45 minutes? Or perhaps what stayed the same? From there, shift your weight forward to a plank. And slowly, as though you are resisting gravity in one piece, lower yourself all the way down. Nice. When you get down, keep your chin on your mat. Keep your hands where they are under your shoulders. Send your elbows up towards the ceiling like little grasshopper legs. Yeah, just like that. Bring your feet into touch. Exhale, push your hips into the mat. Inhale, just lift your head and chest for a baby cobra. Nice. So keep pressing the shoelace portion of your feet into your mat, maybe so much so that your knees lift up. Try hovering your hands. You don't really need those. Use the strength of your legs, your glutes, and your back to lift your chest higher. This strengthens your whole backside body. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, gently release. Nice. Bring your left cheek to your mat. Send your hands back by your hips, palms face up. You can let your feet flop open, or if your lower back is feeling it all crunchy, you can shimmy your hips a little or bend your knees, windshield wipe your legs. Those are just ways to release that area of your body. Yeah, really nice choices. All right, one more spinal strengthener. Bring your chin to center. This time, send your arms out long in front of you, palms face each other, thumbs face up if you have the space. Bring your legs back together, zip them up tight. Exhale, push your hips into the mat. Inhale, arms up, chest up, legs up, superhuman. Look up to go up. Your body's gonna follow your gaze. And then can you get one more rib off your mat? What about one more inch of thigh? Pick whatever's harder to lift, arms or legs, lift that. Looks so good, Melanie. One more inhale, higher. Exhale, release. Opposite cheek to your mat, hands back by your hips, palms up. And just let it go. And it's another opportunity to go from working really hard to being fully at rest. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath moving through you. Notice how when you slow your breath down, it slows your heart rate down too. That's a tool that you always have on and off your mat. And anytime that your nervous system spikes up or your anxiety spikes up in the rest of your life, you're conditioning yourself to get back to your baseline so much quicker. It's all because of the work you do on your mat. It's all you. Now that we've strengthened our spine, let's open our front side body a little with a little back bend. So set up for camel. Bring your chin to center. Place your hands under your shoulders. Come up to standing on your knees. Your knees about hips width distance apart. You can go a little wider if you'd like. Chins directly behind them. And then bring your palms to your lower back where your rib cage ends. Pinkies touch. It's like you've got your own back. Inhale to push your hips a little forward. Exhale, tilt your head back. And then you could stay there. That could be your camel today. If you could keep your hips stacked over your knees, you could keep lifting through your heart, and you could still trace the line to where the back wall and floor meet. You can grab your heels, thumbs on the outside, fingers on the inside to open across your chest, and then use that grip to push away from. So you're really lifting. Imagine a rope is pulling you up by your sternum. Keep breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to your back. Slowly come out the way you came in. Sit your hips onto your heels for hero's pose. Close your eyes. Place your hands anywhere that feels meaningful to you. So that might be palms face up for receiving, palms face down for grounding, maybe hands at heart center. Slight tuck of your chin. And we've just done a whole lot of moving, so just take a moment, let that wash over you. Send your breath deep inside of you. Feel how vast you are, how expansive. There are infinite worlds inside of you. You're so much more than your body, your thoughts, your reactions. You are something universal. And just as I said before, you are connected on that level to every other person in this class, every other person on this planet. So take a moment, please send some love and healing energy out to all beings on this planet. The world could use all of the love and healing that it can get. And if we can start the good energy happening in our community, hopefully it can seep out into all communities everywhere until it covers the whole earth. Just one more inhale. And as you exhale, flutter your eyes back open. In any way that makes sense to you, send your legs out long in front of you. Set up for seated forward fold. Kind of rock your thigh bones back so you're really perched on your sit bones. It's going to give you a better angle at your hips. Inhale, sit up straight, biceps by your ears. Exhale, hinge at your waist. Lower yourself over your legs. Make this as active or as passive as you need it to be. If you want it to be passive, bend your knees, round your spine, drape your torso. If you're really working on your hamstring flexibility, keep your spine really long. The moment you round your spine, you stop getting into your hamstrings. You're targeting your lower back a little more. But again, it's whatever works for you. One more inhale into whatever space you found. And as you exhale, let your hands drag along your sides. Slowly roll yourself up, head and neck left. Next, when you get up, bend your knees, come forward. Place the soles of your feet on your mat. Send your arms out long in front of you. And then rock your weight back onto your sit bones so you're in a half boat. And if you're mad about all the core, blame my husband because he requested a lot of core. All right, but you're not in boat. Shane, yeah. Okay, press your palms together. Inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Separate your hands. And then inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. One more. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Hover for 3. Flutter kick your feet for 2. Maybe biceps by your ears for 1. Release. Let everything go. Nice. Bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet on your mat. Send your arms out wide into a capital letter T. Shift your hips a little to your left. And then let your knees drop over to your right. Take a gentle glance over your left arm. I always like to twist after core. It always feels really good for me. So traditionally you would look over your left shoulder, but sometimes I even like to look over my right shoulder. It helps get a stretch in the other side of my neck. So if your neck is feeling a little tight right now, maybe you play with that a little bit. If you want a little more sensation, you can bring right hand to the outside of your left thigh. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your knees back to center. Center off your hips. Then bring your hips to your right, knees to your left. Gentle glance over your right arm, or maybe not. Maybe you choose to go over your left arm. You can close your eyes. You can just soften your gaze. Just kind of soak up these last few moments of class together. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your knees to center. Center off your hips. Then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And do something that feels good. If you like compression, you can grab for opposite elbows or opposite wrists or forearms. Really give yourself a big squeeze. If you like the massagey feeling on your spine, yeah, roll side to side. If there's some other choice that I'm not saying, please take that as well. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Send your knees out wide for supine butterfly. Keep your head down, but tuck your chin so your whole spine is on your mat. And you can either interlace your hands around your feet, but if that's feeling really inaccessible today, you can grab your shins, you can grab your ankles. Yeah, feel for trying to get your feet over your head. So you're pulling your feet towards your heart rather than your groin. It's just a different kind of hip opening. Send your breath into the bowl of your pelvis. Nice, one more inhale. Exhale, open up, happy baby. Grab your feet from the outside, and it's a chance to get really playful. If there's any tension that you don't want to take with you into the rest of your day, let it go now. You can flutter your lips. Take a lion's breath. Roll around, make funny faces. Get weird. Chances are, if you're living with someone, they already know that how weird you are, so you can totally make noises. Let's take a lion's breath together. Exhale, empty. Inhale, scrunch up your face really tight. Exhale, stick out your tongue. And then release your grip. Send your legs out long. Let your feet flop open. Close your eyes. You can go palms face up. Soak up all the good energy that you've created. But if that feels a little vulnerable today, one hand to heart, one hand to belly can just feel really comforting. Close your eyes if they're not closed. Let your breathing return to normal. Feel for floating and falling through the floor. We ended a little early, so you have a little extra time in Savasana, so please soak it up. I'll tell you when it's time to start to come out. So just keep one ear open for a couple announcements. Stay as you are. First of all, thank you for class. My name is Kris. I teach out in the Bay Area in California. It is such an honor to be able to practice with you, teach you on Zoom. It's incredible to see our community growing globally. So keep spreading the word, share our links on social media. I think the world would be a much better place if more people did some yoga. Yoga to the people has always been and will always be donation based. I dropped the link to our website page where you can donate. And I also dropped our Venmo account, our handle in there if you want to Venmo us. $12 suggested, but here's the thing with donations. Please don't think of it as payment for your class. Instead, think of it as a gift for someone else that might not have otherwise had access to yoga. You're paying for them, you're paying it forward. And I think it's really a time to take care of each other, look out for our fellow humans. So thank you for anything you're able to contribute today. I also put my Instagram handle in there. I'm at This Yogi Life. You can look on there if you're in the 14-day challenge to win a scholarship for teacher training, which, by the way, starts a week from Friday. I run it out here on the West Coast alongside Jamie. We're combining it partially with the East Coast. It's going to be an incredible time. If you're interested, you can ask me some questions after class. And then I'm going to end class the way we always do. Read a quote, take one more breath together. And then you are free to go. but you're also free to stay and linger. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's really simple, but it's really profound, and it completely changed the way that I interpret everyone's actions that I meet. Every act is either an expression of love or a call for love. And I'll say that one more time. Every act is either an expression of love or a call for love. And then one more time as this group, please exhale, empty. Inhale, big belly breath in. Exhale, HA. Start to add some movement, maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your head side to side. And then stretch your arms above your head, take a full body stretch like it's the first thing in the morning. And roll onto one side. And then with head and neck last, slowly push yourself up to a seated position. Again, my name is Kris. Thank you so much